Here we go. All right, so we are back with episode 26 with Jared Best, and things we'll talk about today is LeBron beating the all-time scoring record, and then like who won the trade deadline, and then of course the Super Bowl that's coming up this weekend with the Eagles and the Chiefs. So first and foremost, let's talk about the GOAT, the King, LeBron James, beating the all-time scoring record. So Jared, I know you watched it. I know everybody watched it. It was history in the making. How did you intake it? How did you feel about it?
That's just certified greatness. Like what we would probably never see that ever again in our lives. So for me to be able to be alive for that moment, it's just like I said, it's certified greatness because this man has dropped 38,000 plus points. Like just to think about that and all, it seems impossible because you know how many games it took for him to drop 38,000. So it's certified greatness, but he's still not the GOAT. Like, not the GOAT.
So breaking this record did not put him in the well, he's in the GOAT conversation, but it didn't make him the GOAT in your eyes. You still taking MJ over LeBron?
I am, because when we look at GOAT, like you said, I'm gonna jump to football real quick. Like you said with Tom Brady. Yeah, yes, Tom Brady has all those records and for like stats, but he also has 7 Super Bowl rings, and that in itself is just the undeniable fact that he is the GOAT. Now, whenever I'm finna say this Michael Jordan thing, and everybody gonna hop on this, oh well, if you're talking about rings, Bill Russell should be no. Okay, let's stop it. Let's put a stop to that right there. We all know that Bill Russell's 11 rings and Michael Jordan's 6 rings is the difference. It's different. Michael Jordan won those 6 rings, and that is what him winning those 6 rings is equal to or better than Bill Russell's 11 rings. You got to look at competition. You got to look at all different factors. So MJ still has 6 rings. LeBron has 4. I mean, now what I will say is, and somebody else said this and opened my eyes, we can consider him the greatest scorer of all time now. But the GOAT, no, I still think that's MJ. He is getting a lot. That did put him like right behind MJ.
All right, so to comment on what you said, saying that before I talk about him breaking the record, but the fact that you said that this is making him the greatest scorer of all time, but the argument against LeBron versus against MJ has been that LeBron is such a pass first kind of player compared to MJ. That's why I feel like LeBron has the advantage in the GOAT conversation, because you're looking at a player that people say are pass first. He's all time he's 4th in assists. So yes, he does pass the ball. And that's one of my favorite parts of his game is passing the ball. But then you just say he's the greatest scorer and he has the most points of all time. So if he's better than MJ in both aspects, the only thing that he's not better than MJ in is the ring count. And that's what's holding him above. That's what's holding MJ above LeBron, correct? That's what you're saying.
It is, but also you say that yes, LeBron in times. So he's a pass first player, but don't get it wrong. Whenever he wants to go get a bucket, he will go get a bucket. Like he proved that this other night. He had 16 points at halftime and came out and dropped 20 points. Wait, no. He had 16 at halftime, right?
I believe he did. He had 20. He needed 16 in
the second half.
Yeah.
And he came out there and he got it all in the third quarter. That, like I said, anytime that he decides that he's gonna go get a bucket, he can. But he is a pass first player. MJ, I'm gonna go get my bucket. And if you just so happen to start stopping me, I will get the ball up, which never happened. But let's not act like MJ just had average 2 assists. He did pass the ball enough for him to win games. And also MJ's defense. That is also a deciding factor. Is LeBron a good defensive player? Yes, but one-on-one, man-to-man defense, MJ is just better, and we all know that.
I got you. And I'm not gonna, like, people that say MJ, I'm not gonna say you're completely wrong, but I just think that it's definitely LeBron James. And to talk about him breaking the scoring record, that was history. Like we would never see that. Like you said, we might not. I don't think we would ever see anybody surpass LeBron James ever. I'm stamping that right now. We would never see nobody break that record. I don't see
I
that.
don't know, man. I don't
The
know.
only
It's
person
so
that I can see doing it is two players I can see doing it. Kevin Durant is not. He's older and he's not close enough in my opinion.
he's not close
He's
enough.
not close
No.
enough, exactly. But he is one of the most efficient scorers. So I feel like he would be the one to get it. But he's too old right now, and I don't think he's going to get it. We look at Luka. That
That's
is
it.
very very possible that Luka could get that all time scoring record. And to me, I think in the future, one day we'll be having a conversation: is the GOAT Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Luka Doncic? But that's a conversation for another day. I'm gonna stick with LeBron. LeBron just made history the other night, and people talk about how he broke the all-time record, but people don't really focus on the fact that he broke it in 3 quarters. Like the man is 38, breaking the record, getting 36 points in 3 quarters. Like people really need to think about that because people say that the advantage he has over Michael Jordan is the longevity, right? To me, that's a skill. Look at Vince Carter. That's a perfect example. Vince Carter played just as long, maybe just as long as LeBron. He played 20 years, right?
Something like that.
I'm like, okay, so Vince in year 20 versus year 2 was two totally different. Vince came off the bench. Vince wasn't even starting whenever he got older in his career. So I feel like the fact that LeBron is, some people can make the argument, I would make the argument that he's better right now and in recent history than he was when he first got to the league. I will stand there. Like I think prime LeBron is his second time in Cleveland to now. Because he just proved the other night he could score 36 in 3 quarters. If that's not prime, then I don't know what it is. So I think the second half of LeBron's career is better than the first half of his career. Can I make that argument?
Yeah, because it's like wine. Over time, it just for
He
some
gets better.
reason LeBron over time he just kept getting better. And so, but only thing I'm gonna give this man his flowers, no hate, no disrespect. But only thing is you lost the game when you broke the record.
Oh yeah, that definitely hurt. I even said like it would be nice if he did both, but they lost. But still, the stat of the night or the moment of the night was him breaking that record. But it would have been nice if they did win that
And
game.
then
But
after you broke the record, you had 36 points in the first 3 quarters. Why didn't you just keep going?
some people say
You only scored 2 in the second. You only scored 2 after that. And that just starts to make me believe this old little superstition is going around talking about something. LeBron broke the record at 38. He was born 38 weeks after Kareem broke it, which was 38,000 points, and then he broke it on the 38th day of the year. I'm just starting to believe it because if you was doing that against those dudes and they couldn't stop you, why don't you just keep going? Go for 50 point night with a win and you broke the record.
yeah,
Nothing can
I
top
got you.
that.
No doubt. I definitely wanted the win just as much as because it would look better. The win plus him breaking the record. But then I think about it. They said that he had that his something about his ankle. Something about he came out. He took himself out the game in the fourth quarter or the end of the third, something like that. He took his shoe off because his ankle was bothering him, something like that. That's why he's not playing tonight because his ankle soreness, something like that. So that's what some people have said. They have brought up that he's been having a little ankle issue. But either that or he could have been just drained. I mean, I'm not gonna say he is, but he could have been just drained from getting that 36 and 3 quarters. I think that's what the night was all about. Yes, of course you want to win the game, no doubt. But I think, of course, we all know what the night was about. But I think that went ahead and just sealed the GOAT debate because the GOAT debate, to me, it's all about who you like. Like I was talking to one of my friends in my class yesterday, and I said, "Man, who's your favorite player of all time? Like, who's the GOAT?" And he said Kobe Bryant. So like, I think it's about what do you like in a player. Like Kobe and MJ was two like killers. Like I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna give you 60 and nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? LeBron can be that, but we all know LeBron's gonna get you 30 and 15, 30 and 12, something like that. I don't think Kobe and MJ had that reputation of getting a 30 and 12 kind of game. They don't go out there and get 50, get 40, get 60. Kobe get 80, 81. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all about the player you like. So I feel like people that like Magic Johnson and LeBron more, they like people that can get people involved and also score a bucket as well. Versus people that like Kobe and MJ, they just straight up, I'm coming, I'm going to get a bucket.
Yes, and that is so MJ. Part of that is so whenever we look at LeBron, he had Kyrie, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Anthony Davis. I'm not taking this away from him, but MJ didn't have. Yes, you can say Scottie Pippen, but let's be honest, Scottie Pippen from an offensive standpoint isn't on any of those people I just named level. Okay, maybe Chris Bosh, but that wasn't Chris Bosh's role on the team. But Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, and Anthony Davis, they are all people who could go and get a bucket. So for LeBron to be a pass first type of guy, that might be the sort of team he has around him. Because whenever he was a rookie coming to the league, I'm pretty sure it was a little bit more of I'm finna get a bucket on you. So for Michael Jordan not having that offensive type of threat around him, in order for my team to win, I gotta go get 50, 60, 40 on you. Kobe Bryant, like whenever Shaq, yes, he still has some good teammates, but in order for us to win, I know I have to drop 40, 30, 50. So MJ and Kobe, I feel like their play style related to the type of team they had. And then more so LeBron, that's why I feel like whenever LeBron didn't have those as good of teams, you know you can go get 50 and help your team win. Rather than you go and get 30 and 12 and then y'all still lose.
Yeah, and people even talking about like in the finals, one game, I can't recall the exact game, but when he drove to the basket and kicked it out, I believe it was a Kyle Korver, I believe. He missed the shot.
Yeah.
Now, once again, it depends on how you look at basketball. Because some people would sit there like me. I would say, look, he made the right play. That's the play that you want to see. You want to see your guy draw three bodies and then kick it out to this is not no scrub. Now, this is Kyle Korver, one of course, because of Steph, Reggie Miller, and Ray Allen. Nobody thinks about Kyle Korver, but he's one of the best three-point shooters of all time. That's really all he did was shoot threes. So the fact that he made that play, I like players that get other players involved. I think that's the best play. But then people like you and other people like the MJ and the Kobe fans are saying, look, MJ and Kobe would not pass the ball. Only LeBron would have. So I look at that. I look at that as he made the right play, but y'all look at it as he don't have that killer instinct. But we've seen games where he does have that killer instinct. For example, I always think about this game. Game 1 of the finals against Kevin Durant, it was in the Warriors. It was the second time around, I think, when he had 51 in the first game, I believe. And that's the game where J.R. Smith didn't know like who was up. He didn't know the scoreboard, whatever. Like that game, he showed that he has the killer instinct. So he has shown it in his career a lot. Like I even think 36 points in 3 quarters shows that he has a killer instinct. But he just doesn't show it on a regular basis like y'all think MJ and Kobe did. And I understand that argument, I do, but like I said, I think it's just about what style of player you like. And I just like a more well-rounded player versus somebody that's strictly scoring. Like, of course, MJ and Kobe's going defense, but I like an all-around player that's going to get me a triple-double versus a player that's going to get me 50 points by himself. I think that's just who you like as a player. But we got to move on from that conversation. Next, of course, the trade deadline ended today, right? Today, Thursday, ended today. And we're gonna talk about who was the winner of the trade deadline. So, Jared, who do you think won this trade deadline?
To me, there's 2 answers to this question, and it depends on how you look at it. So the immediate winners, as in it's going to make an impact from today, it's going to be the it's going to be the Phoenix Suns. You just got Kevin Durant. You have Devin Booker already. Chris Paul's on his last leg, but he can still give you great play. So, and then you have DeAndre Ayton. So you have a big man, and you have 2 straight buckets with a point guard, a great point guard at that. So that is the team. Like people have been saying, they are the favorites to win the West now because of that trade. But me, on the other hand, depending on how you look at it, also, people are gonna say I sound dumb for this, but look at the Brooklyn Nets. They have a player in Cam Thompson that just proved that when given a chance, he can make things happen. Now, am I saying he's going to be their future face of the franchise? No, but he's a player that can give you production. And then you just got Cameron Johnson, great shooter. You just got Mikal Bridges. He finished second in Defensive Player of the Year. So you got a great defensive player out of that trade, and then you got, I think it's 3 future picks. So you have a future to look forward to. Like the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have a future to look forward to because of all these draft picks. And then they have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But now you have all these draft picks with a team that if you can get even a Jason Tatum, or not even a Luka, but a Jason Tatum or a Shai Gilgeous out of the draft and build around that person, which you already have the team for, they might as well be the winners of the trade deadline.
And I agree with you. I think the long-term winner was probably the Nets. In a couple of years, they should be, well, not even a couple of years, I say about 4, 5 maybe. Like now they can compete because they have a bunch of, like I was telling you earlier, they have a bunch of players that are like tier 3. Like they have a bunch of tier 3 kind of guys, tier 4 kind of guys, like consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the Spencer Dinwiddie, they have the Cam Johnson, they have the Mikal Bridges, they have those kind of players. So I don't think they don't have that star that they need, but they can probably get it in the future with those picks. So I think they have a very, I don't want to say average team, but they have a bunch of players that are like average to above average. They don't have that guy on that team. So I think they did win for long term. But I'm looking at 3 situations. I'm looking at the Suns obviously won the trade deadline. Like it's not even a question. Like if they don't win the finals this year, then I can look at that and say that's a failure. That y'all got KD and y'all cannot win the finals with KD and Devin Booker and Chris Paul. And you kept DeAndre Ayton. You didn't even get rid of DeAndre. So you have a nice 4, right? And CP3 literally does not have to score now. He go just pass the ball all day. It's KD, Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. So I think they won it immediately. The Lakers got better. They got better. I'm not saying they won the trade deadline by any means, but they definitely got better. So them having a chance at winning the West increased after trading Russ and getting D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley, 2 people that can shoot. Right, you brought 2 shooters over here. You went and got Mo Bamba. Okay, I don't know if Mo Bamba is not the guy we thought. Listen. He's not the guy we thought he would be coming out of college. But if he can get just a little better, right, and his role is not going to be as big as it was in Orlando, as big as they wanted it to be in Orlando. See what I'm saying? He's coming off the bench, maybe, and they don't need that much from him. But he can provide that paint presence. You know what I'm saying? Being 7 foot tall, he can provide that presence. So we got a little better in that aspect. So I think that, and get rid of Patrick Beverley, thank God, because I don't know who we thought he was coming out of the court pulling threes all year. I don't know what that is. And then Russ, we all know Russ is at the end of his career. So I think the Lakers got better. And then there's one more trade I want to talk about that I don't know if it's going to work, but Kyrie to Dallas. Arguably, they have the best backcourt in the NBA now. Arguably. You can argue that. Because, of course, your other argument going to be your boy, Jason and Jalen. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Right? So that you can make that argument that Luka and Kyrie is the best, but I don't see how it's going to work. Luka is the most ball-dominant player I've ever seen in my life. Like LeBron James, people think LeBron James is ball-dominant. Look at Luka. Luka come down. Look, the offense is ran through Luka. It's not like go out there, run 20, run 20, run 20, run 21, run 21. No, it's Luka has the ball in his hands. He's going to draw attention. He's going to draw 3 bodies, and he's going to kick it out to shooters, and they're going to make a shot. Or he's going to kick it down to Christian Wood. He's going to get a shot. Or he's going to get a shot himself. That's literally what the offense, all Jason Kidd got to do is coach the defense. The offense taken care of when Luka's on the court. Kyrie is not an off-ball kind of guy, in my opinion. I think Kyrie needs the ball in his hands. He has to do the razzle-dazzle. You know, he has the best handles in the game. That's the kind of player he is. So doing that, you're either taking the ball out of his hands or Luka's hands. There's only one ball on the court. Like, I think Luka needed, if they could have, I'm not saying they could have, but he needed like an all-star big man. Somebody he can just dump it down to or throw lobs to. Kind of like James Harden and Joel Embiid. You see how well that works? It's because James Harden is ball dominant because Joel Embiid not gonna bring the ball down the court. So James Harden can be ball dominant with Joel Embiid on the team. Kind of like back in the day with Magic and Kareem. Magic was very ball dominant, but he could just kick it down to Kareem whenever he wanted because Kareem owned the paint. So it wasn't so two ball dominant guards on the same team. I just don't see how it's gonna work. But how do you feel about that?
So last night was Kyrie's first game with the Mavericks. And I sat back and I watched that game because I wanted to see how Kyrie would play with this new team. Kyrie looked like Kyrie, but also Kyrie was getting the ball out of his hands. He would drive to the rack, he'd kick it out to Tim Hardaway Jr., who would hit a three. He'd drive and kick. So, and from what we saw in Brooklyn, whenever they had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, we thought they were going to win the finals that year until Kyrie Irving get hurt, and then James Harden gets hurt, and Kevin Durant's pinky toe is on the 3-point line, so the basket doesn't. So it only counts as a 2-pointer instead of a 3, and they end up losing to the Bucks, who ended up going on to win against the Phoenix Suns in the finals. So we've seen Kyrie Irving play off the ball a little bit, which I feel like he can do in times whenever him and Luka are on the court. I'm gonna play off the ball a little bit, but then there's also gonna be some times where I'm gonna bring the ball on the court a little bit, but not as much. You will still be the ball dominant player on the team. And then it's gonna be more of a thing of how does Jason Kidd, how does he use them together? So you can use them together on the court. You can't guard either one of them. It's gonna be tough. But also, when are you gonna take out Luka? Leave Kyrie in the game, let Kyrie do Kyrie things. When are you gonna take Kyrie out and let Luka do what Luka does? So it's just about how they can play effectively together. Every possession down the court honestly should be a bucket. And so if you can do that, is Kyrie gonna have as big of an impact? Maybe not, but I feel like it can work out. It just all depends on how it is worked, how they work together. So it definitely can work. But back to that Lakers trade, you said Mo Bamba. The last moment that we saw from Mo Bamba in Orlando, he was getting into a fight with Austin Rivers. Is this the kind of guys you want on your team?
No, I don't. You want to talk about fights? What did Patrick Beverley do his whole career? So don't do that. Please don't do that.
Okay, but Patrick Beverley backed it up with defense. He backed it up with defense. He might be one of the worst efficient offenses in the league, but he will go out there and play good defense. That's your guarantee. Guarantee he will go out there and depending on the player, he can erase them out of the game. Because that's what he does. Mo Bamba, in his years in the NBA, I haven't heard him do anything. Nothing.
And like I said, I didn't say Mo Bamba was the all-star that we added to the team. I said with his 7 foot, just that presence on the court should be more help than it is not help. And then I also said that Mo Bamba in LA, I think his role is going to change a little bit more than it was in the I think the Magic wanted him to be a great big man. In LA, he might 9 times out of 10 he's come off the bench. And I think that role just kind of decreased a little bit. So like I said, I don't know. It could be a failure. No doubt. He could have the same he could be irrelevant as he was in Orlando. So I'm not saying that was a great move, but I think getting Patrick Beverley out there was a great move. Look, you say that Patrick Beverley is going to erase the best player. On Tuesday night, that boy Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had like 30. So erasing the best player, I don't see it no more. Okay, like I said, he's a hustler. Okay. Whoa. He's a dog. He's a hustler. I will give you that. But he talks too much trash to be as trash as he is. The way he talks, you would think he's a LeBron James, a Kevin Durant. Like nothing ever ticks me off more than when he came to LA and people say, "How does it feel playing with LeBron and AD?" And this Negro had the nerve to say, "Oh, you should ask them how it feels to play with me." What have you done in your whole career, buddy? I think LeBron got more rings than you have playoff series wins. Okay, so I don't know why you even said that. So that just takes me off from the beginning. And I hate him more than anybody in the league because of his mouth. And I feel like he talks too much to not be on the level that he like I said, he talking like he's a top 5 player, but he is nowhere near being a top 5 player. Back to the Mavericks thing, you said Kyrie looked good the other night, but mind you, Luka didn't play. So we gotta see it with both of them on the court. And also, you said Kyrie made it work with James. Okay, I thought that wouldn't work either. When James Harden went to Brooklyn, I thought that wouldn't work either. But James changed the way he played, right? Because James can do that. Because you saw James in Houston, he was getting triple doubles. He was also getting like 10 plus assists, mostly from lobbing up to Clint Capella, as you know, back in the day. So he kind of went more towards that playing style. Even like now with Joel Embiid, he's not the James Harden of old that go out there and get 60. No, he's gonna get the ball to Joel, get the ball to the best player on the court. With Luka is more ball dominant than all them players you named that he played with in my life. Like I've never seen a player literally bring the ball down the court every single time. And of course, like Chris Paul does, but the usage rate, like Luka has the biggest usage rate in the league. Like I think he's number 1 and Giannis is behind him. Or it's the other way around. I think Giannis is number 2 and Luka's number 1 in usage rate. Like I've never seen a player that literally has the ball in his hands all the time, whether he's scoring, rebounding, or giving an assist. So I think that you said Kyrie made it work with those players, but I think Luka is just way more ball dominant than those guys. But next
right.
we got go ahead.
I'm saying you're right. So we'll see how it goes.
We gotta see.
But
we gotta see.
either way, they weren't coming out the West, so it's not gonna matter.
Before I know, even preseason, I said the Mavericks would get back to where they were. I didn't say they'd necessarily go to the finals, but I thought they would get back to the Western Conference Finals. I thought Tim Hardaway coming back would have been like him, not necessarily replacing Jalen Brunson because he doesn't create his own shot. He's more of a catch and shoot kind of guy. But I thought him coming back to the team was gonna help a lot. But apparently it didn't because they barely over 500. So we gonna see. But I think the Mavericks now they don't have a chance for sure because the Suns do. The Suns will come out the West. Like I said, that's the biggest failure.
Keep sleeping on Golden State.
Huh?
Keep sleeping on Golden State.
Oh no!
I don't know why people are even getting ahead of themselves. Golden State just won today and brought back Gary Payton the third.
Yeah. And they went and get traded for well, I ain't never seen him play in my life, but they traded James Wiseman for Sadiq Bey.
But Sadiq got sent to Atlanta. He got sent to Atlanta
from Golden State.
He got traded there. So James Wiseman went to for Sadiq Bey. He then goes to Atlanta for Kevin Knox and like it's either 3 or 4, somewhere around there, not consecutive, but 3 or 4 second round. They take Kevin Knox and those picks and they send them to Portland and they bring back Gary Payton.
Yeah, Gary Payton back. I got you.
So, and he was a big reason why they were able to make it to the finals last year. And Durant gets hurt, well, until he got hurt, really, in game 1, because he got hurt in game 2, I think it was, whenever Dillon Brooks fouled him. But game 1, they put him on Ja Morant. He didn't shut down Ja, but he's definitely going to be their main defensive player. So, and he can give you
we got to deal with Devin Booker. Now, Devin Booker, and he might have to deal with Devin Booker. Now, I'm not saying he's going to start. Because did he start in the playoffs that year or no?
No, he didn't start. He came off the bench.
So he came off the bench 9 times out of 10. If let's just say Devin Booker's in the game, he's going to be guarding Devin Booker.
Yeah, because he's guarding Devin Booker.
You, but I think Devin Booker and Ja Morant, that's 2 different animals right there, in my opinion.
You are so correct. Devin Booker is he's a pure bucket. But so more than likely the matchup you will be seeing is either Klay Thompson or him on Devin Booker, and then Andrew Wiggins on Kevin Durant. Unless there's somebody else in the Golden State we're going to know about.
Hey, man.
That's going to try guard. But look, who's stopping Stephen Curry?
No doubt. No. And I even said my preseason prediction was the Mavericks and the Warriors again. I thought they would be back up again. So now it didn't change, of course, from probably the Suns and the Warriors. Now, I'm not going to completely just count the Lakers out. I'm not going to completely count the Mavs out until I see until I see Kyrie and Luka play, because I don't think it's going to work. But if it does work, then I'm not going to count them out either. The Lakers, like I said, they got better than they were prior to the trade deadline. They got rid of some dead weight. People say that Russ was balling. Yes, off the bench he was. but he's still last in the league in 3-point percentage. That's not going to help. You brought in Malik Beasley, who all I know him is as a shooter, not like Klay Thompson, nothing like that, but I know he shoots. You brought in D'Angelo Russell. I know he shoots, and every now and then he might go out there and get you 20, get you 30. You know what I'm saying? So you brought in shooters, and that's what I think they needed from the jump. Like the team in the beginning of the season, you looked at that team and you saw a bunch of people that could not shoot. Now they added some shooters to the team, and then if LeBron keep playing the way he's playing, AD can replicate what he did before the injury, before he got hurt this year, then this team is definitely a force to be reckoned with. If those two can play the way they was, like, because it was 2 different times. Like AD was playing so great before he got hurt, and then LeBron went on that run after he got hurt. So they can come and put that on the court at the same time. I think even when AD was hooping, LeBron was hooping too. So if they can do that, you asking for that on night-to-night basis, of course. But if they can do that, then they still got a chance. I'm not gonna count them out. But those are the 4 teams that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Lakers. But not first. I'm looking at the Suns, the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Mavericks. If they can make that, I don't see it working, but if they can make it work. But we got to move on and talk about the Super Bowl, okay? The Eagles and the Chiefs. Jake Best, who do you have?
Yeah, shouldn't be a question. I have Patrick Mahomes. I don't have the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, it is non-negotiable. I'm telling you right now. If you plan on betting, if you watch this episode of this podcast before the Super Bowl and you are of legal age to go out there and bet, take $250, place it on Patrick Mahomes. I guarantee you will walk out richer than you started. It's that simple. Because Patrick Mahomes is a deciding factor in this game. Yes, you have the Eagles defense, who is a great defense.
Great.
They're one of the best defenses in the league. But have they played Patrick Mahomes this season?
Nope.
Have they played Patrick Mahomes this season? Thank you very much. Patrick Mahomes played San Francisco earlier this season, and he won that game. Arguably, San Francisco defense better than San Francisco defense is better than the Eagles defense. They have the defensive player of the year over there in San Francisco. So if you look at that, now you probably finna throw back at me, oh, but the Chiefs defense, they're not that good. They're not that good. And the offensive line for the Eagles, so you're saying it might not be as an impact as he was in the AFC Championship. That's all good and dandy. And you gotta look at who's under center. Jalen Hurts, I love the man. He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but he's not ready yet. He's good enough to get them to the Super Bowl, no doubt. He should have been MVP. Probably gonna be Patrick Mahomes because of the injury, but it's just not. It's not right yet. Jalen Hurts is too young, and those lights are finna shine, and he's gonna be blinded by the lights. Mahomes been here, done this. He only knows one thing. That's to win. So I have the Chiefs winning this game. And so if you wanna be richer this weekend, just go ahead and listen to me.
Okay, so I'm not gonna just rule out the Chiefs because the only way they're gonna win this game, the only way, is if Mahomes has the best Super Bowl performance of in history. Not of his career, but in history of all the quarterbacks that's played in the Super Bowl, he has to have the best performance ever because this Eagles team, and I said that the 49ers and Eagles, the winner of that game was going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win the Super Bowl, sorry. The winner of that game, I thought it would be 49ers, but it was the Eagles. Due to circumstance, it was the Eagles. And you, so of course I got the Eagles, and you said that Jalen Hurts is not ready yet. Jalen Hurts does not have to be great for them to win, if that makes sense. Mahomes does. Like Mahomes against the Bengals that night on a sprained ankle, he was great. He was perfect. And Joe Burrow threw 2 interceptions. What does Jalen Hurts not do? Jalen Hurts does not turn the ball over. That Eagles offense does not turn the ball over. So you're looking at taking away possessions from Mahomes. And the Eagles offense, what are they known for? Running the football, because they run the football better than almost anybody in the league. So what they're going to do is, like I said, they don't turn the ball over and they run the ball very well. So what that does is that takes away possession time from Mahomes. And what's the best way to be a great quarterback? Keep the ball out of his hands. Do not keep giving him the football. What was the rule against Brady and the Patriots back in the day? Do not turn the ball over, because if you turn the ball over, Brady gonna capitalize off of it. Same with Mahomes. Mahomes can capitalize off of turnovers, but if I can run the ball very well, and if I can minimize turnovers, then I can win time possession. Win time possession against the Chiefs, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win. And not only that, but you have a great defense. So Mahomes not finna just go up and down the field putting up points. And then Jalen Hurts got to come back and what's it called? Jalen Hurts got to come back and clap back. That's not going to happen. No way. No way. It's not going to happen.
I don't know,
So,
man. I don't know.
No, there's no, I don't know.
This is Patrick Mahomes. This is Patrick Mahomes you're talking about. He arguably, people have said he is top 3 quarterback of all time. They're not saying it for no reason. They're not just saying it. It's not like they're saying Lamar Jackson is top 5 quarterback of all time. No, they're saying Patrick Mahomes, who has gone out there and proven people, although it's a crazy statement, he has gone out there and proven why people are saying this.
Repeat what you said. Repeat. Wait, time out. Repeat what you just said. You just said although it's a what?
It's a crazy statement. Crazy statement.
So why are we using that to his defense? You can't use that if you can turn around.
Because there's obviously a reason. There's obviously a reason why people are saying this. There's a reason why Dan Orlovsky is saying that he is top 3 quarterback of all time because of what he has shown you on the field.
He said.
So guess what? Okay, is this defense right here? Is this Eagles defense better than the Buccaneers defense?
That year that they went Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I can argue that it's equal. I can argue that it's very equal. Jared, this team had like 70 sacks this year. 55 or 70. Off the top of my head, it's 55 or 70. I want to say it was 70. That's what I want to say.
Okay, that's cool and all. But guess what? Since then, they've tried to, but they have upgraded that O-line since they played the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl that year. Upgraded offensive line. Mind you, now they don't have a strong running game, but they have a little bit of a running game. And mind you, what you were telling me is that Jalen Hurts out here in his first 2 possessions, he's gonna go down the field and score. That's what you were saying.
And that is very, very, very possible because it's not even just Jalen Hurts. Like
it's gonna have to happen for this football game.
What you said? What?
What's going to have to happen for them to win this football game? I guarantee you, out of Patrick Mahomes' first 3 possessions, he will have a touchdown and field goal. I guarantee it.
The Eagles' offense, okay, I argue that Kyle Shanahan is the best offensive mind in football. But when I watch this Eagles offense, their scheme is the best scheme in football because it's a bunch of RPOs, zone reads, and straight up just running zone down your throat. Okay? Jalen Hurts perfects that offense. He perfects the RPO because now you don't have to just worry about the running back because you got to worry about the O-line. The O-line is the best O-line in the league. So in order to stop the run game, I got to get through that O-line. Then Miles Sanders is not no scrub. All right, so you have a nice running back with a great O-line. Then you have Jalen Hurts. I got to worry about his legs. Is he going to run the ball? Is he going to throw it? Is he going to hand it off? Then I got to worry about A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, who once again are not scrubs. I also got to worry about Dallas Goedert, who is not a scrub. This offense is loaded, and the scheme works perfectly for Jalen Hurts because I believe that this year he was about to win MVP before he got hurt, and it has a lot to do with how great this offense was schematically. And if you're telling me that the Chiefs defense, who's been playing good lately, don't get it twisted, is gonna go out there and slow this offense down to the point where they can't run like I said in the beginning, where they can't turn the ball over, where they will turn the ball over and they can't run the clock out or they can't win time possession, then the Chiefs defense played a perfect game. If that happens, if the Chiefs can cause turnovers and they can get the ball out the Eagles' hands and get the ball to Mahomes' hands, then the Chiefs is the reason why. Chiefs defense is the reason why they won that game. It won't be Mahomes. So either Mahomes got to play a perfect ball game. Listen, either Mahomes got to play a perfect ball game, or the Chiefs defense have to play a perfect ball game. And the Chiefs defense is going against a top 5 offense, and Mahomes is going against top 5 defense. So this team, they're outmatched. Like roster from top to bottom, the only thing that the Chiefs have better than the Eagles is probably quarterback, tight end, and maybe interior D-line. I'm looking at Chris Jones. That's it. Everything else, the Eagles win. Do you agree?
There you go. Yes, I will agree. And what did you say? What's the second thing you said? That they might have better than the Eagles?
Tight end.
Bingo. That is the greatest tight end. I don't anybody has to say that is the greatest tight end of all time. You can go out there and
I'm
say
not
Antonio
debating.
Gates.
I'm
You
not
can say
debating.
Tony Gonzalez, Shannon Sharp. You can Rob Gronkowski. That is the greatest tight end of all time. If you don't want to admit
That's
it,
the only one I would. That's the only one I'll put up there with.
Gronk.
With
You're right. That's it.
yeah,
But
Gronk, yeah.
skillfully, that's why I kill this argument. Gronk, he not doing what Travis Kelce doing. Was Gronk always open? Yes. But Travis Kelce is out here routing people up. Plays. Gronk can make plays, but not like Travis Kelce is.
So who would you
Gronk
be?
isn't.
Let's say you're a safety or a linebacker, right? Because normally those are the guys that have to line up against Rob and
Yes.
Travis. Okay, who are you more scared of?
I'm more scared of Travis Kelce because he's gonna shake me out of my boots. I can't guard him.
And Rob
guard
is
him.
going to put you in the dirt. Okay, as soon as he catches
You're
the ball,
right.
you're going to the dirt.
You're right, but there's that chance where I'm gonna come and knock his
knees.
That ball. I'm knocking his kneecap out. I'm taking my helmet and it's going straight to his kneecap, and his kneecap gonna be knocked out. But Travis, that ball, you get down, go to his kneecap if you want to. You're gonna be facing the dirt because he's gonna shake it. Period. Point blank.
I'm not
like
debating.
I
I'm
said,
not even arguing that. Like the only debate with Travis Kelce would be Rob Gronkowski, but I'm not debating that he's one of the best tight ends of all time. I'm not. But like I said, you're playing against a great defense. This is the same argument I would have made if the 49ers made it. If the 49ers made it, I'll be telling you right now the same thing that I'll be telling you the same thing right now. Because the 49ers team, offensively, Brock Purdy's job is not harder than Mahomes. Brock Purdy had it easier than any quarterback in the league. It was Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts. Those are the two quarterbacks that had the easiest jobs. And just so happened that those two quarterbacks were the ones that was in the NFC Championship. And those two teams have great defenses. And those two teams also have a great run game. So looking at all of that, they're basically the same team in my opinion. That's why I said that game 2 weeks ago should have been the game.
All right, so your whole thing about the Eagles defense, let's look at these stats right here. Mahomes, 25-34, 123 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Travis Kelce, 6 catches and 98 yards. Guess what week that was and what team that was against?
Oh,
San Francisco 49ers, who we just sat up here and said might be the only team with a better defense than the Philadelphia Eagles. So what do you think Mahomes finna do to them? In the biggest stage, when the lights are the brightest. And the only way that the Eagles beat a performance like that from Mahomes is if Jalen Hurts goes out there and outplays him, which is not gonna happen. Not because he's not capable of it, but because he's just not ready yet.
But you know what else happened in that game when they played the 49ers?
What else happened?
Jimmy Garoppolo threw an interception and Brock Purdy threw an interception. I think that's the game. That's the game Brock Purdy came in with a couple plays and threw an interception. So it's 2 interceptions thrown in that game. That's what I'm saying. Jalen Hurts don't throw interceptions. So in order for the Chiefs to win this game, like I said, either Jay Hurts gonna turn the ball over, or they're gonna be able to get the ball out of their hands, like punting, like making them punt and things of that nature. In order for the Eagles are going to win because I believe Jay Hurts will take care of the ball and they can run the ball to a point where they're going to be able to win possession time. Win possession time against Mahomes 9 times out of 10, you can win that game, especially when it's not like so. Let me see a team for example. Let's just say the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, they have a team that all they can do is run the ball with Jonathan Taylor, right?
Yes.
You know what? Scratch that. The Tennessee Titans. Their recipe for winning was running the ball and winning possession time and letting Derrick Henry eat, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay, but their defense was not that great. So against Mahomes, if they win time possession, they can still lose because Mahomes can go out there and get 7 points in a minute. You see what I'm saying? So the Titans can win possession time and still lose to the Chiefs because their defense is not that great. But you're looking at a team that on both sides of the ball, I think the Eagles' offense is better than the Chiefs' offense, and I think that the Eagles' defense is better than the Chiefs' defense because of roster from top to bottom. So if they win time and possession, Mahomes is not going to walk up and down. If Mahomes walk up and down the field, it's because he had a perfect game, the best Super Bowl performance in history, is what I'm saying. So Mahomes has to have the greatest performance of all time in order to win this game. So you're right. You're completely right. If he walks up and down the field, then hey, they won the game. And Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league by far. The Aaron Rodgers debate is out the window. And then he's also trending in the right direction towards being the best quarterback of all time. I would give you all of that, but I don't think it's going to happen because the Eagles defense is pretty good. And that offense over there is pretty good. In that game against the 49ers, yes, things went to shambles. Like that was very bad because the 49ers dealt with injuries, all that. But Jalen Hurts only had like 131 pass yards. See what I'm saying? So Jalen Hurts does not have to be the best player on the field to win that game. But Mahomes does. So I'm not saying Mahomes can't do it. But I'm saying in order to win that game, Mahomes got to be the best quarterback on the field, and not just that, but have the best performance of all time to win that Super Bowl. Can we agree on that?
Yes, but let's not sit here and act like the Philadelphia Eagles defense is perfect. Let's not sit here and act like they haven't had weeks where it was like, can y'all help this offense out? Like you're gonna need to do this weekend.
No doubt, but it goes both ways. So if you're referring to the Dallas Cowboys game,
I sure am.
Yep, I'm glad you said that because guess what? Gardner Minshew was playing, so it wasn't the same offense. They didn't run the same plays. This Eagles offense is literally running RPOs almost every play. Either Jay Hurts gonna hand it off, pass it, or run it, and all three options are in one play. With Gardner Minshew, they couldn't do that. So Gardner Minshew probably didn't have the ball as long as Jalen Hurts would have in that game, which kept bringing Dak Prescott and the offense back on the field, which kept bringing the Eagles defense back on the field, right? Which it did also Gardner Minshew threw interceptions that game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there it is. Turnovers, and they probably didn't win the time of possession like they could have if Jalen Hurts played. So that's why I'm saying in this game, they will win time of possession, and they will not turn the ball over because Jalen Hurts is playing.
Okay. Yes, but look at their first matchup. They didn't. If the final score says otherwise, they did not just completely stump the Cowboys that first time, and the Cowboys that first time was playing with their backup quarterback. So yes, we can say they didn't have Jalen Hurts, but once again, there's still other games where with Jalen Hurts, they still were in a tight game with a team that does not have Patrick Mahomes, with a team that does not have Travis Kelce. So what I'm telling you right now is, and you answer this, what's going to happen whenever Mahomes gets up by three scores, by 2 touchdowns and a field goal? If that does happen, no. What happens when Mahomes gets up by 10 points or 10 points in the second half? You can't run RPOs all day anymore. Just can't. Because if you take up time of possession, it'll come back to bite you in the butt. Because then all Mahomes got to do is drive his team on the field, kick a field goal. You're going to have to completely shut him down in a big moment, which I feel like he just showed you. As of right now, there's no big-time moment quarterback in the league than Patrick Mahomes. So in a big moment, I don't think you're going to stop him. So you will have to be controlling the way this game goes. You will either have to be down by one possession the whole game or tied or up in order for you to just say that they can just run the ball and run RPOs all day.
No doubt. And if they go up by a couple scores, it's because Mahomes is having a game of his career. What you're saying is the same thing that I'm saying. You're just wording it differently. You're saying what Mahomes is going to do. And I'm telling you that if he does that, then they're going to win the game. So we're saying the same thing. It's just worded differently because I agree. If they go up by multiple scores, then yes, the Chiefs should win that game. No doubt. If they go up by multiple scores, it's because the Eagles either A, turn the ball over, or just couldn't keep the ball in their hands and extend possession time. That Cowboys game you're talking about when they lost 34-40, when the Eagles lost 34-40, the Eagles had 2 lost fumbles and 2 interceptions, so 4 turnovers. And they lost time possession 27 minutes, 32 minutes. So that's what I'm saying. That's the recipe to beat the Eagles. Create turnovers and win time possession. So I got you. Like I said, we're saying the same thing. It's just coming out differently. But I'm trying to tell you, I don't see the Eagles giving up the ball or not being able to extend drives. And this is the team that goes for on 4th downs, right? You know that. Eagles
Yes,
love
I
to go
do.
for it. Yes, so they're gonna try to extend drives, not just to win the game, but to keep Mahomes off the field, which is gonna help them win.
And that might hurt Nick Sirianni. That the Eagles is Nick Sirianni being so aggressive that you go for it and you don't get it. Because mind you, against the San Francisco 49ers, one thing that I was watching somebody's podcast and they said that the fact that the Eagles were at home, it allowed them to not have to not play the review, not play the replay of the Devontae Smith catch on the Jumbotron. That's like
Mhm.
an instant replay for a coach. If a coach sees that, he's gonna throw the challenge flag.
Yeah.
We're in a neutral site. So if you put Mahomes in that situation in a crucial moment in the game and you don't capitalize on fourth down, that might be the game right there. So yes, this team is aggressive, but you gotta watch when you're being aggressive because you're going against, like you said, you're going against a Tom Brady like, as in if you turn the ball over, which failed fourth down conversions counts as turning the ball over. Mahomes is going to take that window of opportunity and he's going to use it, and it's gonna pay off for Mahomes.
And one thing I used to say it before, I just realized that obviously a man can't be stopped, but slow down Travis Kelce. I think that the Eagles defense will try. If they can,
And they will
then
fail.
somebody else got to step up. Juju, MVS, Scott Moore, somebody have to step up. McCole Hardman, somebody got to step up and make plays. Darius Toney, somebody got to step up and make plays in the pass game. But if they can slow down Travis Kelce just a little bit, I think the chance to win this game increases. But I've been saying that all year in the podcast. Look, if you want to beat the Chiefs, slow down Travis Kelce. But apparently, you just can't stop the man. So the man is unstoppable. But back to your argument, if the Eagles make that mistake on fourth down and give Mahomes the ball, I do think the Eagles defense is good enough to make a play or two to also change the trajectory of the game and win the game. That's why I think it's David versus Goliath, literally. And it sucks to say that because it's Mahomes we're talking about, but it's David versus Goliath because this Eagles team is just very well rounded. Like there's no weak link on this team. I can't look at any position and say, "Oh, that's the part that's gonna kill you. That's the part that's gonna hurt you." With the Chiefs, I can low key look at the receiving room and say, it's gonna hurt. Now they have Mahomes, so he kind of makes up for not having the number one receiver. So I can't really say that, but I'm gonna look at the Chiefs defense and I'm gonna say that secondary could end up getting themselves in trouble with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. With the Eagles, I can't say that. So Jared got the Chiefs and I got the Eagles. So all I gotta say is "Fly Eagles Fly" because that's the song you're gonna be hearing in that during the Super Bowl celebration at the end of the
All
game.
right, this is the last thing I gotta say, and you brought up David and Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
For all the people that are watching this podcast that read your Bibles, and if you don't, go read this. Who won that story? Who won that battle?
Wait a minute, young man.
Who
First of
who
all,
won that battle? No. I don't want no rebuttal. I don't want no nothing. Who won that battle? This is the last thing I gotta say before we get off. Who won that battle?
David beat Goliath.
Stop right there. Stop right there. David beat Goliath. Who's Goliath in this situation?
The Eagles.
Boom. So all I gotta say is two-time Super Bowl champ, two-time Super Bowl MVP, two-time MVP, best quarterback in the league, and on his way to be second greatest quarterback of all time, if not the greatest, Patrick Mahomes after Sunday. Stay tuned.
Hey man, hey, you tell me something, and I want you to be completely honest. When's the last time you seen a slingshot in your life? Have you ever seen a slingshot? Actually, have you ever seen
I've
a
never
real
seen a
life
slingshot in
slingshot?
my life. I've never seen a slingshot in my life.
Okay, well there it is. Slingshots don't exist. There's no slingshot in this situation.
The slingshot in this situation is Travis Kelce.
No.
The slingshot in this situation is Travis Kelce. No. The slingshot in this situation is Andy Reid, and the Rock is Travis Kelce.
This dude, no. There is no slingshot in this story, buddy. This story is made the best team win, and the best team is the Philadelphia Eagles. The best quarterback is Mahomes, but the best team from top to bottom, and Jay Hurts is not a scrub. So maybe if it's the 49ers, I could see maybe Brock Purdy is too big. But then again, with Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts, they don't have to be Superman to win the game. Mahomes have to be Superman to win this matchup. And if he is, then he is, because he's capable of doing it. And that's the only way they're going to win the game. But if he don't, then they don't have a chance. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I can predict the score being like I'm gonna say 27-17 or 24-14, something along those lines. Only because the Eagles can eat clock and they would not give Mahomes extra possessions. Cool.
We're gonna see.
Right, we are gonna see. But that is it for today. All right, I want to thank Jared for being on the past 2 episodes. I might bring back the next episode after that. But we are out, and I want y'all to enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend, enjoy family time, and God bless. And we'll see y'all next week.